Hi, I'm Bruce Geetzen. We're at South Waco Elementary today, and we're going to show you a great, innovative new program that the nurse here on campus has started called Future Nurses of Tomorrow, or she also calls it the Nurses Club. This is Helen Matthews, the nurse here at South Waco Elementary, and tell us what the Nurses Club is.
Okay, the Nursing Club is a club at South Waco Elementary where I get a group of fourth graders and fifth graders, and I try to see which ones want to be nurses, and I pull them in, and I give them an invitation inviting them to join the club, and I also give them a letter to take home explaining to the parent what we are doing, and the parent signs permission for them to join. They sign a contract agreeing to things that they have to do to be able to stay into the club.
So it's a privilege to be a part of this club.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. And what kind of things, medical things, do they learn when they come in to see you once a week?
Well, we always start out with basic hand washing because I tell them that's the most important thing in being a nurse because you're going to wash your hands 1,000 times a day. I also give them a little test and ask them if there was a time to where you could only wash your hands once. I tell them to wash the hands before they take care of someone and after they take care of someone. But I say if you could only do it once, when would you do it? And they think about it, and we usually come up with, if we could only do it once, we would do it afterwards, because that way you probably have already washed your hands and you do something, but once you've done it, you need to wash them again, and then they're halfway clean. So that we come up with stuff like that.
What's the biggest mistake they make when they're just doing hand washing?
Well, the reason I start with hand washing is because I want to make sure that when they clean their hands, they are turning the water off with the paper towel. That way their hands are still clean. And just about every last one of them will turn it off with their clean hands. And I say, no, you didn't do it right. Then I show them how to do it. And okay, just say like if I had taught Kasia how to wash her hands, then the next student that comes in, I'll tell Kasia, I say, Kasia, show her how to wash her hands. So the student would wash their hands, and then Kasia would tell the student what she did wrong and show her the proper way to wash their hands. Okay. And they always remember that too. Good. Kasia was here last year, and that's the first thing she did when she came in. She washed her hands the proper way from last year.
Okay. And then what other type of things do they learn in the club?
After that, we just do basic things, first aid stuff, like cleaning the abrasion. I make sure they know how to keep their hands clean without touching anybody's blood. We do temperatures. We're just now starting on blood pressures. We're working on pulses and respirations, but we're just starting the blood pressures, which is kind of challenging, but I think they're going to get it pretty soon.
Is the idea for this to get you in a couple of assistants to use during the year, or what?
Yes, that would be great, because they do help throughout the year. They do help me with my vision and hearing screenings. Okay. That's very helpful.
Okay, so they'll learn pulses, checking temperatures, blood pressure.
Yeah, and in December we have a week of National Hand Washing Week, and so I'll let the older classes go to the younger class and teach them how to wash their hands, and plus they'll show them how germs are spread from person to person. They like doing that too.
Okay. Any field trips in the class?
Yes, we are. This year we're going to go down to the clinic down the street and let them tour that, and we're going to go to the Waco and the Guama programs. We went there last year to both of those, and that was really, really interesting.
Okay. So how many years have you been hosting this nurses club?
This is my second year.
Okay.
And I've been here 18, but I'm just now getting it going.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I had done it earlier.
And there's a story behind that too, right? You've been thinking about it for a long time.
I've always thought about it, but I didn't just quite know how to go about doing it because I don't like pulling the kids out of their classes. But one time when I was having my evaluation, the principal said, well, why don't you start a nursing club? I said, oh, okay. So here we are. And she's very supportive, very supportive.
Good. And how many students do you have enrolled in the nursing club now?
We have 9 right now.
Okay.
1 fifth grader and 8 fourth graders.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you pick who gets to be in it?
Well, the first time I did it, I gave them a career list, different careers that I had each fourth and fifth grade student to pick, the careers that they wanted. So I wanted to make sure I had students that really wanted to be nurses and not those that just wanted to get out of classes and work with the nurse. Mm-hmm. So last year I had 7. They all wanted to be nurses. This year I only had 1 that said they wanted to be a nurse, but all the rest wanted to be doctors. So I said, well, they got to start somewhere, so we'll just take them in too. Okay. So that's where we are.
So tell me some of the things you're learning in this class, learning how to do.
We're learning how to take blood pressures, temperature and
How to wash your hands.
how
right?
to wash your hands.
Yeah. So what's a normal number for a temperature?
98
98.
or 98.2.
Okay. So if that's my temperature, I'm okay, right? All right. What are the right numbers for blood pressure? Do you know?
200 to 60. That's the right one.
That 200's high though.
It's like between the hundreds and then you go like to 60.
Okay. And what's your favorite part of this club? The favorite exercise that you guys do in here?
Blood pressure's the best.
Blood pressure?
Yeah.
Is that the one you just recently learned?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
A nurse? Did you know that before this class started?
Mm-hmm.
You did. So you came in here. So you're getting some good practical experience, aren't you? What about you? What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
A nurse as well? Is that why you're in here?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your favorite thing that you've learned from Nurse Matthews?
The blood temperature. I mean, the blood pressure.
Blood pressure. And what should the numbers be? Do you know?
100.
Okay, a little over 100, 180 or something like that. So, okay. And all right, and what about you? Why are you in here?
Because when I grow up, I want to be a nurse or a lawyer.
Nurse or a lawyer, okay. And I saw you taking blood pressure. You looked like you knew what you were doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did you expect when you guys first came in here and started taking this?
A lot of things, like everything.
Everything about being a nurse?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is Nurse Matthews pretty cool?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
Nurse? Tell me those good blood pressure numbers. What are they?
120 or lower.
Wow, you act like you know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. What are the 3 ways you can take a temperature?
Putting it under your tongue,
Thermometer.
and your head,
Okay.
and your neck.
Yeah, and your ear too, right? Have you guys gone through all those? Okay. Okay. You can show me on that. Okay. All right. And what about you? What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
A nurse? We've got a lot of people who want to be nurses in here. Is that an accident or is that on purpose?
I really wanted to be a nurse.
You really want to be a nurse, okay. Do you know what the normal temperature is for the human body?
About 98.6.
So if somebody comes in and says, do I have a fever, what temperature are you looking for?
100.
Over 100?
Yeah, over 100 so they could, if they have a fever,
And then what happens then if it's over 100?
they have to go home.
They have to go home. Okay, you agree with that?
I think so. Yes.
Or a doctor, yeah?
Yes. When I grow up, I want to be veterinarian to help animals.
Okay. Well, what's the favorite part of this club for you?
That you can take people's blood pressure.
You like
And-
the blood pressure. Has Nurse Matthews told you what else you're going to learn through the rest of the semester?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you remember any of that?
I think. No.
Not sure. Okay, you know what is that?
She said we was gonna be like organize the papers and learn how to do the stuff that we normally don't know how to do, and like like the other stuff that we just got done showing you. With that, we're gonna do more stuff, make ice packs and do that. Yeah, change the pillows.
What's the most important thing to remember when you wash your hands?
To when you turn off the faucet, you gotta get the paper towel and turn it off. You
Why
can't-
is that?
Because your hands just gonna get dirty again if you
Yeah.
do.
And it's not really sanitary.
It's not really sanitary.
No,
How many
not
times a
at
day
all.
should you wash your hands?
3 times a day,
Yeah.
actually.
At least?
Maybe
3 times?
more.
Maybe more?
Probably more, or probably not more. Probably like for
Before
2
you
days
eat,
or 3.
after you eat.
And at bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this y'all's favorite class? Yes. Why are you doing this?
Well, I love it. I love kids, and I've always wanted to do this, and I like it.
Okay.
It makes them feel good. It makes me feel good.
Have you had cases where kids wanted to be in here so much that it affected positively their work in the
Right.
classroom too?
Very positive. I've had a student that would be doing like not too good in classes, not obeying the teacher, and all the teacher would have to do was call me, and I go down to that classroom or pull her out. I talk to her. We get it together. She goes back in class. She works.
Okay.
It's very
Motivation.
positive. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And when they're practicing things, you teach them some things. Then do they practice with each other, listening to heartbeats and stuff?
Yeah, they do. They do that, and then when kids come in, if it's okay for them to see that child, I'll let them, take a temp for me or clean the wound. I teach them how to put their gloves on and take them off properly. They learn how to put on a pillowcase properly.
What kind of reaction do you get at the end of the semester from the kids? Are this too early for them to be thinking about career choices?
Not really. Never too early.
Okay.
And see, I get the ones that now say they want to be nurses because they see that we have a club and they want to know, how can I get into the club? One little girl asked me the other day, she said, is it hard being in the nurse club? I said, well, it's a lot of work. You got to really want to do it. So she kind of wants to get in too.
No, it's a. So, do you think are any other campuses do something like this that you know of?
No, I'm the only one. I'm the
Okay.
only one so far.
Okay. Do the nurses at campuses talk now? This could maybe grow.
Yes, some of the other nurses have asked me to send them my, how I got started. So I sent them a copy of the invitation letter, the copy of the contract, copy of the parent letter explaining what we do. So maybe they'll get one started. I would like for the two that I lost from the 5th grade to the 6th grade, I would like for that nurse to kind of work with them, and we have talked about that. So
Okay.
hopefully she'll get them started.
And you said they have to sign a contract. What does that say?
Oh, it's just saying the basic things that they have to do in order to stay into the club. They have to do their work. They have to do as instructed. They come in. The first thing they do is wash their hands. And then they find out if it's anything I need for them to do. And if not, there's a list of things that I give them to do in case I don't have anything for them to do. They can just kind of fill the supplies and make ice packs and clean down stuff, but they can always find, something to do.
And they have to behave and they have to learn.
Yes, they do, and they have to obey the teachers and respect. Very important.
Okay. What gratification have you gotten out of this?
Well, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm really doing something to help the kids. And it just, I guess I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why I'm here. All of these years I've been here. And maybe that's why I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, they do, and I do too.
All right. Very good. Helen Matthews, the nurse here at South Waco Elementary, starting the Future Nurses tomorrow, the Nurses Club here. She's got 9 kids participating. That could grow. This is one of them here behind us, Keisha. And they're learning how to be a nurse and doctors and even further. So it's a great program. Just another example of all the good things happening in Waco ISD. Keep it right here on Waco ISD TV to learn more about some of the good things happening on a campus near you.